Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Aronczewski, and I'm here today to talk to you about cyberbullying. First, I will begin by talking about how cyberbullying has increased with regards to high school students. Next, I will discuss how cyberbullying can negatively affect the victimized students in relation to mental health. Finally, I will discuss why high schools are not doing enough to prevent cyberbullying. Cyberbullying has become an increasingly serious issue within high schools, and it can cause the victim's home to no longer feel like a safe place. Cyberbullying can cause students not to attend their classes and, in more severe cases, cause future mental health concerns. While there are numerous anti-bullying campaigns out there, many would argue that schools are not doing enough to prevent cyberbullying. Some guardians of students can even be accused of not doing enough to prevent their child from becoming a cyberbully. Cyberbullying has grown and must be prevented. One key word that I would like to define is the term cyberbullying, which, according to dictionary.com, is defined as the act of harassing someone online by sending or posting mean messages, usually anonymously. Through developments in technology, as well as the fact that almost all high school students have access to the internet, cyberbullying has steadily increased within high schools. Cyberbullying is dangerous because it can allow a bully to remain anonymous, which can make it difficult to stop them. Cyberbullying also makes it possible for personal information and explicit photos to be spread online. This can allow predators to easily gain access to these photos, which can cause even more emotional harm to the victim. Cyberbullying can be very harmful to a victim's mental health. One harmful outcome of cyberbullying is depression. Some symptoms of depression include lack of motivation, altered moods, and trouble focusing. Another possible outcome of cyberbullying is post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. This is another key term that I would like to draw your attention to. Post-traumatic stress disorder is defined by dictionary.com as a mental disorder as battle fatigue occurring after a traumatic event outside the range of usual human experience and characterized by symptoms such as reliving the event, reduced involvement with others, and manifestations of autonomic arousal such as hyperalertness and exaggerated startle response. PTSD is a condition that can affect an individual for their entire life. It can cause a drastic decrease in an individual's self-esteem and, according to a study performed by the Journal of American College Health, can reduce the chances of an individual seeking out college resources. PTSD resulting from cyberbullying can also harm a victim's ability to trust others, which can make it increasingly difficult for them to forge new relationships, which is an important life experience. The lack of ability to form close bonds with others can harm one's self-esteem even further, and lack of companionship can also cause one to become more depressed. When an individual is trapped in this cycle of negative thoughts and feelings, it can cause suicidal thoughts or actions to arise. Suicide within high school students has risen and affected many families, and many of these suicides are caused by bullying. As cyberbullying becomes more common within high schools, it becomes increasingly clear that not enough is being done to prevent it. While many high school administrators think that they are getting rid of bullying, many students are simply too afraid to report it. In some cases, parents do not believe their child is a victim or will not report the case to the higher authorities. Some parents of cyberbullies simply don't believe that their child is capable of being a bully, despite not knowing their full internet history. Some parents may simply choose not to stop the bullying from occurring, whether from prejudices against the victim or because they do not want to place their child in the blame. A 2018 study on the effectiveness of anti-bullying intervention strategies found that although interventions are effective, there were still students within the school who were being bullied. Many of these students were coming from tough family homes, were withdrawn, or acted anxious. This study showed that although these interventions were effective, some students were not being protected or accounted for. Schools need to do more for the students in order to maintain a safe environment for everyone. Schools need to do better for their students. Although these intervention programs are effective, they are not foolproof. Programs should be considering those kids who will still be bullied online. Parents should also be held accountable in order to keep their own kids in check by enforcing stricter rules about using the internet. Parents should also be encouraged to check in with their child to ensure that they are not themselves being bullied. While some kids will not want to admit that they are being bullied online, even teaching parents the warning signs that their child is being bullied or that their child is a bully can help immensely in the prevention of cyberbullying. While these quick checks will not eradicate cyberbullying completely, it is possible that if the entire community of each school works together, that cyberbullying rates can be reduced. The entire school community must be held accountable until every student is safe.